Catch up tayo about life, career, love, relationships, and many more.
Kaya samahan mo kami magtawanan at kwentuhan over anything under the sun.
Tara,
Kape! Hey everyone! Welcome back to Tara Kape Podcast!
Hi guys! Welcome back! So sis, kamusta ka naman? Matagal tayong nawala. Charot, 1 week lang naman pala.
Honestly, super happy ako this week. Ang daming dumating na blessings. Despite, what is happening around us. But yeah, finally got the job offer from the company that I've been eyeing on. Na halos mangiyak-ngiyak tayo sa pag-e-effort. Finally, nag-pay off na rin ang ating effort. Thanks, sis.
Sayang wala akong clap dito. Effect.
Okay
Pero
lang,
congrats,
sis.
congrats.
Ikaw, sis, kamusta ka?
Um, busy as usual. Pero I'm thankful na long weekend ngayon makakapagpahinga, di ba?
Oo
At
nga.
makakapaggawa ng podcast. Kaya I'm
Yep.
really happy right now. Yun. So, ano pang pag-uusapan natin today?
Well, just to give you guys a background, 'di ba? When you use TikTok, ang dami ng mga TikTokers out there na who are very open with their relationships and all that, and what's happening sa relationships nila. And part of that is na pag-uusapan nowadays yung red flags. Red flags sa relationships, red flags sa friendships, sa family. Pero, ano ba yung red flags, sis?
Well, syempre, pag red flag, for me, yung unang naisip ko is stop. Yung parang sa stoplight, di ba?
Yeah.
Kasi for me, it's a sign that a certain person cannot have a healthy relationship na due to several reasons or siguro may issue sila, ganyan. And it may result to something dangerous emotionally if you continue pa with that with that red flags na sobrang visible sa relationship. Ikaw ba, what's red flag for you?
Actually, same lang naman yung meaning ng red flag for me. It's like, yun nga, as what you've mentioned, parang stop sign. But for me, it's like a warning sign na that's being posed to you na parang it may be a clue or a hint. Pero it's also important to note na sa relationships, yung mga red flags, hindi lahat obvious. There are also red flags na parang very clear, but there are also red flags na pwedeng, as what I've mentioned a while ago, parang clue lang or hint na magkakaroon pala ng underlying problem kapag you continue your relationship with that person. And also, 'di ba, kapag sa una naman talaga parang sa unang stage ng relationship ninyo, hindi nyo makikita na may red flag pala yung person. It's going to show kapag comfortable na kayo sa isa't isa. Right?
Sobrang true. For sure, marami
Yes.
nakaka-relate dyan.
And, most of the time, when it comes to relationships, during the beginning, laging best foot forward yung both parties. So, you really don't get to see the red flags or yung parang magiging problema with that person at first. Right?
That's true. That's true.
So, just to give our listeners, some examples naman. Ano ba yung mga naranasan mo ng red flags during your previous relationships or past landians na walang nangyari, sis? I-share mo naman sa amin yan.
Well, most of the red flags na naisip ko, hindi ko naman necessarily na-experience, pero like na-encounter ko with other people, like based on their experiences. So, una, yung red flag na naisip ko is, he or she thinks that they're always right. Diba? Maraming ganyan Kasi it basically means that this partner of yours always thinks na he's superior to everyone else. Or your partner refuses to listen to you, he doesn't want to communicate with you, and avoids compromise. Ganon. Ikaw naman, sis.
Ako, yung number one red flag talaga for me is inconsistency. By inconsistency, alam mo yun, pwede kasing makita mo na agad na inconsistent yung tao kahit talking stage pa lang kayo. Hindi kailangan maging kayo para makita mo inconsistent yung tao. So, an example of inconsistency is, for example, today, araw-araw kayo nag-uusap, tapos biglang bukas, wala na, hindi mo na alam kung nasan siya, hindi mo siya mahagilap. O kaya, parang, for example, mag-e-effort siya, ganito siya, sweet siya, tapos biglang bukas, galit na siya sa'yo. Yung hindi lang sa actions, pwede rin sa emotions, maging inconsistent yung tao. Ikaw, sis, ano yung next mo?
Next ko naman is he or she is belittling you or undermining your accomplishments and efforts. So, normal din to eh. May mga ganito talaga. So, basically, this partner doesn't show support when it comes to your accomplishments. Rather, he feels threatened or insecure when you're doing good with your goals,
Yeah.
diba? So, he's clearly not proud of you. Sobrang red flag nun.
Yeah. Related din yung susunod kong red flag dun sa sinabi mo na red flag if your partner thinks that your relationship is a competition. Yung explanation nun is pretty much the same as yours lang din na parang I've encountered someone who is actually like this just to give a background of what actually happened last year yon kasagsagan ng pandemic. So alam mo yung sobrang uso yung dapat may glow up ka, pandemic glow up, yung ganun, you have to be productive and all that. So we decided to do our diet journey together. That time kasi, I was very serious with my diet. Like, literally serious. Low calories or calorie deficit, whatever. Tapos on everyday, halos nag-exercise ako, blah, blah, blah. So, I was seeing the results agad. Pero siya hindi. Kasi, medyo mas lax siya sa akin. Ganon. So, whenever I tell him na, oh, I lose this amount of kilos that week, he's gonna be like, okay, parang basta he always thinks na parang nagmamalaki ako or whatever. But the thing is, it's something to be proud of and hindi mo dapat ma-feel na parang sinasampal ko sa'yo yung fact na yon or whatever. It's just that I just wanna be proud of myself and I'm not telling that to you for you to be jealous. Pero sa kanya kasi parang ang pangit ng dating. Because it's a competition for him, but it's really not.
Na feel mo ba agad na red flag yun during that
Oo.
time?
Red flag talaga. Kaya
What did you
'di ba
do?
babay agad. Wala na, babay.
Good. Okay. So another red flag that I could share is he or she is abusive. So it can be emotionally,
No.
verbally, physically, sexually, gaslighting, ganon. Sobrang no yun. So basically, your partner uses words or actions to make you feel small or unimportant. He or she prevents you from making your own decisions. He or she threatens to hurt or harm you. Yung mga ganong mga scenarios. Sobrang red flag. Kawawa ka.
Sobrang hindi talaga. Grabe. Alam mo yung magulang mo, hindi ka sinasaktan. Hindi ka binuhay ng magulang mo dito sa mundo para lang abusuhin ng ibang tao. So, please, do yourself a favor and let go of that person or get out of that relationship.
True.
So, my second to the last naman na red flag na encounter ko is he or she doesn't know how to apologize and always tries to manipulate the situation to put the blame on you. In short, plays victim, sad boy, sad girl.
I remember so many people.
Inis talaga ako. Sa totoo lang, guys, as in, pag yung person, na-vibe ko na agad or nararamdaman ko na agad if the person always plays victim or sad boy siya. Parang, dahil nagkaroon na ako ng previous experience wherein I had to deal with that kind of person. Kapag nakakaramdam ako or nakakita ako ng mga signs na ganun yung person, alam ko na agad ay sad boy to, wag na. Example ng sad boy. Oh my God, ito na naman. Last year was actually the peak of my career. I was really doing well last year, I could say. Tapos, my previous partner, or MU na lang, sabihin na natin, he wasn't doing well much dun sa business niya, ganon. They were having trouble. Basta, the thing is, I was supporting him naman, pero hindi naman ako kasi yung person na mag-fix sa'yo. Trabaho mo yan. So, I'm just here to support you, but I'm not the one who's gonna offer you the answers on how to fix your problems. Ang lagi niyang sinasabi sa akin is parang, buti ka pa, ganito. Hindi mo kasi naiintindihan eh, kasi wala ka naman sa situation na ganon. I'm
Sobrang
not,
sad,
di ba
boy.
parang, di ba? Ayoko na mag-explain. Basta gets yun na yun. Yun na yun. Sad boy talaga. Plays victim. Tapos, they created a podcast. Ay nako, naiinis talaga ako ngayon pa lang. They created a podcast. Tapos yung pilot episode, they were actually talking about me and my relationship with that person. And then they tried to manipulate the scenario wherein pinalabas nila na ako yung masama dun sa relationship. And doon talaga ako sobrang nainis dun sa person kasi I thought that we ended on good terms pero binackstab niya pala ako. Lala
Sama
talaga.
pala ng loob. Ay, grabe talaga yun.
Totoo. Ikaw sis, moving on.
Another red flag na pwede ko ma-share is he or she frequently rushes things. So this is where your partner is pushing or pressuring you to go to the next level of the relationship despite you not being ready. Medyo na-experience ko yan before. Pero for this one naman, ang mabibigay kong example is, for example, yung partner mo pinipilit ka mag-move in kahit di pa ikaw ready. Or yung getting married, maraming ganyan. Tapos starting a family or having a baby. So, sa mga ganitong scenario, usually yung partner mo hindi nakikinig sa'yo about what you really want. As in, disregard niya talaga yung feelings mo. So, it's a red flag.
I just wanted to add lang din na mararamdaman mo naman kasi yun kapag nirarush ka ng partner mo. And I think na with the things that you've mentioned a while ago, kagaya ng having a baby, moving in, getting married, those things should be talked about between the two of you.
Yeah.
Hindi yung parang yung isa lang yung may gusto, yung isa pala hindi pa pala ready. Kaya nagkakaroon ng parang, I don't know, misunderstandings between partners kasi you did not consult your partner about it. But if you have, open communication and parang understanding naman kayo sa isa't isa, then I don't think you guys will have a problem when it comes to rushing things. And it's really not a good thing to rush things kasi baka mamaya parang napa-oo mo siya simply because he or she was pressured into doing so. Not because the person wanted it in the first place.
Pero minsan kasi may mga couples na pinag-uusapan nila pero nagagalit yung isa kapag nagno-no yung other person. Yun yung mahirap.
Kaya nga. Anyway, so yun yung mga red flags na naranasan natin in the past. Ngayon naman, I don't know if our listeners remembered, but last time I actually posted on our Instagram story asking for the red flags that they have experienced during their relationships in the past, like talking stage or dating or, relationship in general. So, ngayon naman, we're going to go through briefly yung mga red flags na sinend nyo sa amin. And I just wanted to say thank you again for participating sa aming, dito sa aming episode na to. So, to start, number 1, sabi niya, anonymous syempre, red flag kapag ayaw ng person na mag-discuss or share their future plans with you. Ayun, in relation to what you were saying a while ago, yun yan, nirarush yung mga bagay-bagay. Ito naman, hindi niya kinoconsult sa'yo, hindi niya pinag-uusapan or parang hindi mo alam kung ano ba yung mangyayari sa future. Kung meron bang patutunguhan to, papakasalan ba ako ng person na to, it's definitely a red flag, especially when you reach that stage wherein ang tagal-tagal nyo na, tapos clueless ka pa rin. It's like parang when you're in a job or in a company na hindi mo nakikita yung growth mo dun sa company na yon or dun sa job mong yon, 'di ba? Kaya it's very important for us humans na alam natin kung saan ba yung path na tinatahak natin. Yung next one naman is no assurance whether yung talking stage nyo ay mapupunta sa dating stage. Usong-uso yan. Usong-uso yan
Very. Right
ngayon.
now.
Diba? Oh my gosh. I know so many people and I know myself as well. Alam mo yung sige, share ko na lang yung experience ko with you guys
Go.
para hindi na tayo lumayo, 'di ba? I've mentioned during our previous podcast that I've been talking to this guy for, quite a while now, pero wala nangyari because hindi align yung gusto ko dun sa gusto niya at dun sa anong kaya niyang i-offer. As in, ang tagal-tagal namin nag-uusap, getting to know. Pero, alam mo yun, parang ako kasi I'm very straightforward with what I want. Hindi ako matatakot na parang sabihin sa'yo na ako na yung magsabi or mag-take initiative to ask you na parang, since we've been talking for quite a while now and it seems like okay naman tayo, why not, try to date or exclusively date? Pero, ayun na nga, wala nangyari. So, kapag ganon, na tipong sa una pa lang, parang the guy is just, or the girl is just wanted you to just hang around or parang nandyan ka lang sa tabi. Pero yung parang di ka niya binibigyan ng assurance whether saan ba patungo, it's a red
Mahirap.
flag. Red flag
Mahirap.
yon.
Kahit sabihin mong masaya ka with him,
Oo,
kung
hindi.
walang assurance, it's
Hindi
gonna
po
be
pwede
hard.
yung gano'n. Yung parang, ano ba tayo? Wala, masaya. Oh my gosh! Hindi tinatanong kung ano nararamdaman ninyo. Ang tinatanong is label. Dito ipapasok yung you need to put a label on it. Hindi po pwedeng masaya lang kayo. Okay. Next naman is, eto, ayaw na ayaw mo rin nito. He or she is too confident and a narcissist. Guys, iba yung confident yung person or the person knows how to carry him or herself versus sa sobrang self-conceited nung tao. Malalaman mo to kapag kunwari nag-uusap kayo, instead of asking about you or parang getting to know you, laging gusto niya yung topic yung sarili niya lang. So parang wala siyang pakialam. Ang mangyayari niyan is at the end of the day, ang dami mong alam about that person, siya wala siyang alam about you. And, di ba, makikita mo. I remember so many people again. It's a red flag talaga. Okay, next naman is everything about them is too good to be true. Oh, meron na naman ako experience.
For red flag talaga.
Oo, totoo. I don't know if meron na sa inyo mga naka-experience nito, pero yung sa akin kasi is, alam mo yung parang, when you're getting to know the person, parang ang bait-bait niya, tapos ang perfect niya, tapos parang hindi siya, yung parang wala siyang kamalian. Yung gano'n. Tapos mararamdaman mo na imposible. There's always a catch. Yun nga yun lagi nating sinasabi, diba, sa isa't isa na parang if that person seems too good to be true, may catch yan. And yung akin naman, diba, parang with the guy that I dated back in 2016, I guess, okay yung school, okay yung estado sa buhay, he's doing well, he's pogi, and all that. Tapos fuckboy.
Yun pala.
Hindi alam na fuckboy pala.
Hindi siya aware. Ay, nako.
Kaya never again. Okay, lastly, for my part, he or she wants to have the first date in a secluded area.
Basic yan, sis. Basic.
Oo, basic, but not all people are aware of this, I think. 'Di ba? Meron pa rin mga taong nagpapakatanga or nagtatanga-tangahan.
Innocent. Yeah.
Always remember, ako ang masasabi ko lang dito is, if nung nag-uusap kayo na parang ito yung gusto ninyo, kunwari you just want something casual, then that's okay. Okay, walang ano yun. At least align kayo. Pero yung tipong ikaw, gusto mo talaga ng dating. Tapos yung person pala gusto niya lang ng something casual. And then niyaya ka sa secluded area or sa motel, whatever. Girl, please, wag kang tanga. Alam mo na kung anong mangyayari doon. And before it's too late, please do yourself a favor and tigilan mo. As in, tigilan mo lang talaga. Huwag mo nang i-entertain. Ang gusto niya lang sa'yo is yung katawan mo. Both guys and girls. Sabi ko nga, doon sa previous episode natin, loss seeks to get, but love seeks to give. So, tandaan nyo yan, please.
Minsan kasi, alam mo yun, aware tayo, pero nakakalimutan natin pag nandun na tayo
Oo,
mismo.
kasi kilig na kilig ka. Alam mo yun, masyado kang, ang tawag dito, you're so filled with emotions eh. High yung emotions mo eh. Kaya yung logical reasoning mo eh talagang bumababa.
Yeah. So, ako naman, babasahin ko rin yung ibang mga sinend. So,
Mm-mm.
next one is, he or she invalidates your feelings. So, basic toxic behavior to eh. Kahit this relationship, kahit with
Mm.
anyone, di ba? So, dito naman, when your partner invalidates your feelings kasi, that person makes you feel na wala siyang paki sa'yo at all. Your feelings
Yeah.
doesn't matter, ganon. And syempre, masakit yun. Kasi, di ba, in a relationship, it's really important to make your partner feel understood or valued or
Mm.
accepted. And yun kasi yung mismo nagiging foundation of a healthy relationship. Pero gets ko rin naman na we are humans, we make mistakes. So sometimes we accidentally invalidate our partner's feelings,
Mm-mm.
unintentionally lang naman. So yeah, maybe this is a reminder then to always make your partner's feelings important to you. Never invalidate, di ba?
Oo.
Yeah. So next naman is another red flag, he or she raises his or her voice or yells or shouts at you during arguments. Ay nako, grabe. Naranasan mo na ito with
Hindi pa
someone
naman
from your
yata.
past?
Parang hindi pa naman
Yes.
yata. Hindi pa naman, hindi pa naman.
Yeah. So, basically, parang combination to ng disrespect plus verbal and emotional abuse,
Mm.
di ba? So, it's normal nga. Yeah, normal to get into arguments from time to time. Pero being verbally abused isn't normal eh.
Iba
So,
yun.
several examples of this, yun nga, your partner frequently shouts at you, he makes you feel humiliated, your partner may also gaslight you by refusing to listen and make you question yourself all the time.
Oo.
And your partner then can make you feel guilty, puts all the blame on you and make themselves the victim, di ba? So, ang nangyayari sa'yo, in turn, it makes you feel unsafe and uncomfortable. It causes emotional pain kasi nawala na yung respeto din eh. And also, ma-affect din yung mental health mo dito for sure. And
Mm.
meron din akong um, nakitang experience wherein a certain person changes the way kung paano siya mag-isip. Like, you may find yourself apologizing for the behavior that you didn't do in the first place. Parang justify mo yung bad behavior niya na alam mong mali naman pero umaasa ka pa rin na magbabago naman siya. So, okay lang na nangyari yun. So, di ba, pag ina-abuse ka na ng gento, sorry, pero you need to stop na. Sobrang
Yeah.
unhealthy and delikado din at the same time. Yun. And another one here, another red flag is being disrespectful to parents, helpers, and other people. So, syempre, if uh, if that person or your partner is disrespectful to his or own family or sa helpers or other people, for sure that person will do the same exact behavior towards you. Siyempre, disrespect niya din ikaw, for sure. Ganun naman palagi nangyayari. Kung ano yung pinapakita mo behavior towards other people, magre-reflect din yun towards you. Yun. So, another red flag, he or she believes in gender roles. So, I completely agree with this kasi believing in these gender roles can actually make relationships between people difficult. For example, your partner expects or dictates you to do or feel things based on your gender. So, dito yung partner mo nagiging masyadong controlling and your partner limits you to do things beyond the
Yeah.
stereotype, 'di ba?
Tama.
So having this kind of mindset can actually prevent the other person from fully expressing him or herself and their emotions. Kaya siya nagiging
Mhm.
red flag. Kasi 'di ba in a relationship, your partner should allow you to be the best version of yourself. He or she lets you
Mm-mm.
feel the freedom to just be yourself and loves you no matter how many gender stereotype lines you've crossed. So, kapag alam mong ganito yung mindset niya, considered siya as a red flag. Tama yun. And another one here, he or she is homophobic. So I also agree with this one. Kasi when your partner behaves negatively towards the LGBT community, wherein, for example, your partner uses mean language or calls names when they talk about the lesbian or the gay people,
Mhm.
sobrang offensive nun. And sobrang unacceptable. So, pag
Boy,
ako yun,
2021 na.
'di ba? I know, right? So, pag ako yun, without a doubt talaga, I will certainly leave that person.
Oo.
Kasi, itong mga homophobic people din, as far as I know, are prone to bullying,
Yeah,
discrimination,
sobra.
pwede ring violence, di ba? And if you think
Mm-mm.
about it, would you really want to share your life with someone that has that kind of attitude or behavior?
Di
Di ba?
talaga.
It's ano, sobrang red flag nun. Kaya, I like that one. Di ko siya naisip, but yeah, it's considered a red flag. So ano pa yung mga iba sis na mga shinare nila?
Just to add lang then regarding dun sa being a homophobic is a red flag. Actually, if you can't respect their decision na nag-come out sila or that they, what you could do is to respect them as a human. That's the most basic thing that you
Yeah.
can do.
Mm-mm.
Diba?
Respect.
Yeah. So, ako naman, okay, next na tayo. Red flag, if he or she asks to borrow a big amount of money to buy a brand new phone or whatever stuff he's gonna buy or she's gonna buy. Bakit ba naging red flag to? Na parang there are relationships na parang for like teenage relationships wherein wala pa kayong trabaho, umaasa lang kayo sa allowance. It could be na yung person nakakapag-ipon, yung other person nakakapag-ipon, and then yung other person hindi masyado nakakapag-ipon. I think that it's insensitive on your part if you ask your partner for money just to buy something that you want. Alam mo yung parang okay lang siguro if tipong binigay sa'yo willingly, na parang gift sa'yo. Pero yung manghihingi ka, what if magkahiwalay kayo? Are you gonna pay back the money? 'Di ba? Yun yung mahirap eh. 'Di ba? Na parang minsan nga yung relationships nagiging tainted siya kasi si other parang person hindi nakapagbayad ng inutang or ng hiniram na
Yeah,
pera.
it's a big deal.
Yeah. And you should also consider na if the other person is nakakapag-ipon or kahit malaking sweldo, there are parang priorities. No, may priorities yung other person, yung partner mo. Hindi yung parang, baka nga siya hindi makabili ng bagong cellphone, tas ikaw, yun ang ano mo. If you want a new phone or something na parang a car maybe, I don't know, whatever material thing that is, pag-ipunan mo. Okay? Okay lang sana yung tipong hihingi ka ng parang probably 5% of the amount. Pero yung tipong 100% hihingin mo, ano ka? Nanay mo ko? Diba? Humanap ka na ng mga
Bako
sugar
ka,
mommy or
girl.
daddy. Totoo.
Totoo, medyo nakakaya.
Diba? Ang turn off din nun talaga. So, it's a no. And then next is, he or she gets angry at you for being jealous with his or her other girl or guy friends.
Maraming
Anong,
ganyan.
ano mo dito? Anong take mo dito?
Alam mo, until now, nahihirapan pa rin ako sa ganyan. Kasi wala naman akong, kunwari, ako yung girlfriend and I mean, my partner has a girl best friend. I mean, kung wala naman silang ginagawang masama, then I'm okay with it. Pero kung may something suspicious na, I mean, I have the right to be jealous and I also have the right na magtanong on what's going on. And
Tama. Yeah.
my partner should just be honest with me, ganyan. So, hindi naman siya yung toxic kind of jealous. Parang gusto ko lang maging honest yung partner ko. Yun.
Yeah. Correct. Actually, yun din naman yung point of view ko. As long as, you're not doing anything bad with your guy or girlfriend or best friend, then that's fine. So, parang, wag mo ring wag mong parang ang tawag dito, wag mong pagbawalan yung partner mo na magkaroon ng kaibigan outside your circle or parang towards the opposite sex. Kasi, 'di ba, parang what if bigla kang sinumbatan na nauna naman yan sa'yo bago bago kita maging girlfriend or bago kita maging boyfriend, then it's not gonna be a good argument. So,
Yeah,
ayun,
true.
right. And then next is he or she pressures you to make the relationship official. Actually, this goes the same way with he or she rushes you into doing things. Again, dapat mutual yung decision when it comes to big decisions, making big decisions. Kagaya nun, making the relationship official. Kasi, it's a commitment that you're gonna make. Hindi naman yan yung, parang ano yan parang nag-sign ka ng kontrata sa isang company. Hindi naman pwedeng nag-sign ka tapos ang bukas wala na, awol ka na. Hindi siya ganon. And a relationship is not a game. Okay?
Serious matter siya.
So, seryosohin ninyo. Kaya, if the parang other person is pressuring you to do things na hindi mo naman gusto or hindi ka pa talaga handa, please think again kasi red flag talaga yon. Dapat nakikisabay siya, kumbaga, dun sa wavelength mo, dun sa pacing mo. Ganon.
Yeah.
And then lastly is, he or she talks about his or her exes too soon. Ako
Oops.
naman, ang take ko on this is parang merong tamang panahon para pag-usapan yun. 'Di ba? Hindi kasi maiiwasang hindi pag-usapan at hindi rin naman tamang hindi pag-usapan. There will come a point na talagang ma-open up yun, pero dapat pakiramdaman mo kung ano ba yung tamang panahon. Hindi yung baka naman first day pa lang, ex na agad yung pinag-uusapan. Then, maaano talaga ng person, mararamdaman ng person na baka hindi ka pa ready or rebound lang siya sa'yo. 'Di ba? Dapat pakiramdaman mo kung when is the right time to talk about your previous relationships. And when that time comes, you should really be open to talk about whatever your partner is going to ask you. May madadagdag ka pa ba, sis?
Ang masasabi ko lang, ang dami ko na na-experience before. I mean, mga nakausap na.
Wow!
Wow, kala mo naman. I
Ang
mean,
dami, ha?
talagang plural eh. But anyway, may mga nakausap na ako before na ang bilis nila mag-open up ng about the ex. And it really made me uncomfortable. Syempre, hindi ko sinabi yun kasi parang okay lang sa kanila to share. So, nakinig na lang ako, ganyan. Pero it's
Yeah.
a no talaga to share it agad-agad.
Yeah.
It means,
Diba?
iniisip mo pa. It means, maybe, you're in the stage of healing pa.
Oo.
Diba?
Tama. Now, moving on naman, the two of us are going to give you some scenarios wherein unsure tayo if red flag ba yun or not. And then we're gonna tell you guys kung ano yung opinion namin about these scenarios. So, ako muna, sis, matanong kita.
Tito boy.
Red flag ba if yung partner mo still maintains a connection with his or her past partner or partners or friend he or she had an intimate relationship with? Meaning, nakasex niya in the past. Or may ginawa sila?
Mm, it depends. Kasi, I don't know, I
Wow,
don't...
ang mature.
Kala mo, mature. Well, I don't consider it as a red flag, but rather something uncomfortable for me. Kasi, if they're doing something stupid behind my back, then yeah, that's a red flag. Kasi parang cheating na rin yun, di ba? But if they're just friends lang naman daw, well, I don't consider it as a red flag, but more of me being uncomfortable with that kind of situation. So, yeah, it's up to me or it's up to the person if mag-go with the flow na lang siya or leave. Yun.
Okay, sis. Thank you for that wonderful answer. Ngayon
Napawisan na
naman,
ako.
red flag ba if the person tells you that you complete them?
Well, at first, di ba, we think of that as something positive. Kasi when you hear you complete me, syempre, kikiligin ka.
Kakakilig.
Oo, you'll feel appreciated. Pero kapag inisip mo ng mabuti. It doesn't sound right at all eh. Kasi, di ba, based on our previous episodes about promoting self-love, sinabi natin na you don't need someone else to complete you. So,
Yeah.
basically, when someone says, you complete me, it actually means na hindi siya buo kapag wala ka. In other words, that person cannot grow individually or cannot love himself or herself
Oo.
because that person only relies on you. So, sobrang unhealthy ng ganito. It only shows insecurity or unhappiness sa sarili niya or in the relationship or maybe both. So, yun. Kaya dito pumapasok yung you cannot love someone else when you can't even love
Cannot love
yourself.
yourself. Yeah. Okay, thank you sis. Wala naman ako i-add doon. Ang next ko naman is, do you think it's a red flag if the person asks you na gusto niya makipag-cool off or take a break lang from the relationship?
Pahinga lang. Ganun.
Oo.
Well, I'm not
Pahinga
a
lang daw.
fan. I'm not a fan of this school of thing kasi. But I don't see it as a red flag because I think it's somehow a needed help for some relationships that are wounded. It somehow gives the couple both space and time to think about the issue. Kasi 'di ba, syempre darating din yung oras na yung partner mo kaya niyang I mean he or she prefers to think about the issue alone.
Mhm.
So, yeah, it's challenging, it's scary kasi you don't know if that cool off will be effective for the relationship or will
Mm-mm.
it just lead to both partners giving up. Siguro important lang sa akin dito is sure, take the time you need. I need the time to think too, pero please be honest with your feelings. So, maybe
Mm-mm.
yung nagiging red flag tong cool off if you're doing it for the wrong reasons, like taking a break from the relationship, pero imbis na you think of solutions on how to make the relationship stronger or healthy, instead you do stupid things.
May
Like, alam
nilalandi
mo
kang
na,
iba.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, doon nagiging red flag yun.
Ano ba
Yung,
yan? Totoo. Totoo, nakakainis, pero totoo yun. Yeah. Kaya, you should be aware kung, alam mo yun, kung makikipag-cool off siya to really self-reflect or makikipag-cool off siya to do stupid things. So, just be aware.
yeah.
Okay, next sis. Last na to for
Shit.
me. Ito
Sobrang
mahirap.
Q&A.
Mahirap,
Miss you.
hirap to sis. Will you consider it as a red flag if yung kausap mo ay kakagaling pa lang from a recent breakup yet the person wants to try again?
How long? Sobrang recent. Like
Kunwari
months,
1 week.
ganon. Grabe naman yun.
O sige, 1 week to 1 month, yon.
Okay, sige, mga ganong
So, recent
kaigse.
talaga. Mm-mm.
Um, well, it's a risky move for me. So, medyo red flag. Kasi the first thing na maisip ko, syempre, rebound ako.
Yeah.
Kasi,
Mm-mm.
yes, maybe that person is ready for a new emotional connection, pero for sure, there's still a part of him that he wants his ex back. Kasi fresh pa yung sugat, diba?
Yeah.
And if iisipin, on the point of view of the guy that wants to start something with me. For example, kung yung guy is, sa aking girl, kunwari, you want to start something new with me nga, new
Mm.
relationship. It will be hard for you to connect with me kasi you're still craving for the past eh, for sure yan.
Yeah.
And sure naman, yeah, okay, you're ready to try again. Pero ako kasi, hindi ako comfortable with the idea. Kasi feeling ko yung guy, or ikaw, for example, you're not yet fully healed. Kahit sabihin
Yeah.
mong healed ka like 1,000 times, hindi ako maniwala kasi, I don't know, that's impossible eh.
Mm-mm.
And yung mga ganitong bagay, it really takes time. So in other words, hindi pa tayo emotionally incompatible kasi you're still healing and I'm ready na for a new relationship. So yun, it's really a risky move. Pero I still know some people kasi who continue to make it work eh, kahit ganon. And that's actually okay as long as you know
Uh-uh.
what to expect or yung consequences. So yeah,
Mm.
maybe it's a red flag for some and sa iba hindi. But for me, ano talaga siya, it's red
A
flag.
red
It's a
flag.
no. Oo.
Yeah.
Hindi kasi ako comfortable sa mga ganun eh. Maybe I can entertain the guy pala. Siguro hanggang talking
Mm-mm.
stage lang.
Yeah.
Pero walang
Uh-uh.
emotional attachment or commitment.
Kaya mo ba na walang emotional attachment?
Let's see,
Kaya?
Char. Syempre hindi,
Okay.
kasi ang hinahanap ko na is different eh.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, correct. Okay, that's the last question for me, sis. I think it's my
Okay,
turn to
it's my...
answer.
Okay, ako
Mm-mm.
na magiging Tito Boy dito. Are you
Yes.
ready? Yeah?
I was born ready.
Very good.
Masyadong
So,
too confident. Red flag. Char.
totoo. Bawal umiyak ka. Char. So,
Walang
eto.
iiyak dito.
Ang first question ko, red flag ba uh, if you have a partner that has difficulty in sharing his or her feelings? Kasi may trust issues siya in the past. Kaya nahihirapan siya ngayon maging open to you. Red flag ba yun?
Actually, I don't consider that as a red flag. Kasi, if you think about it, 'di ba? Kung kakagaling niya lang sa relationship na nagkaroon siya ng trust issues, let's say, yung previous partner niya naging abusive, verbally abusive, physically abusive, or basically nanggaling siya sa isang relationship wherein yung relationship is punong-puno ng kasinungalingan. Then mahihirapan talaga siya magtiwala ulit. And
Yeah.
it's going to be parang normal for that person to think that everyone's gonna attack him or her. Everyone around him or her is lying to him or her. Kaya I would understand if ayaw niya munang mag-open at first, but to me kasi, if you really want that person, if you want to be with that person, or parang if you really wanted to court that person, you're gonna be willing to wait. You're going to imamatch mo yung pacing mo dun sa pacing niya. So, it's really gonna be slow, but I think it's gonna be worth it. Kasi, di ba, at the end of the day, trust should be earned. It's not just given. So, don't take it personally if the person doesn't wanted to open up again. It's just that he or she is taking his or her time para mag-heal agad. Ang dapat mo lang gawin is intindihin mo yun, respetuhin mo yung ganong pacing niya, and at the same time i-learn mo kung paano mo makukuha yung tiwala ng person, and ipakita mo sa kanya na kung ano yung ginawa sa kanya in the past, you have to give him or her that assurance na hindi na yun mangyayari ulit.
Yeah. Actually, yan yung challenge for most people wherein yung partner nga nahihirapan mag-open up. Sobrang challenging. Pero hindi siya red flag, no?
Yeah, hindi talaga. Okay, next!
So, another question. Red flag ba kapag gustong-gusto ng partner mo alamin yung passcode mo sa phone and sa social media sites? And gusto niya rin basahin yung mga messages mo?
Ako personally, I don't find anything wrong with this. So, I don't really find it as a red flag. Kasi if wala ka namang tinatago from the other person, then sharing your passwords on your social media accounts, or letting the person read your messages wouldn't really be an issue or a problem. But ito yung but, it's important to establish kasi privacy pa rin between the two of you, of course. Kahit na ba mag-asawa kayo or, 'di ba, parang or whatever, sobrang tiwala niyo na sa isa't isa. Kasi, of course, hindi maiiwasan that there would be some messages or some notifications, let's say, for work or parang from your family or your friend or your best friend na confidential yung content wherein kailangan ikaw lang talaga yung makaalam and hindi dapat malaman ng ibang tao like your partner. So, dapat yung partner mo na yun, he or she should know his or her limits or where he or she stands. Hindi rin dapat kasi na, eto pa, pwede naman kasi nabasa niya yung message or na-open niya yung social media accounts mo, pero hindi dapat siya yung mag-reply doon sa mga messages mo.
Oh my gosh.
Diba?
Yeah.
May mga ganon. I know so many people. Talaga. Maling-mali yun na nag-a-act ka as, as your
partner.
boyfriend or girlfriend. Tapos ikaw yung magre-reply. Mali talaga yun. Unless, okay lang naman na parang ikaw yung mag-reply kung nakisuyo sa'yo yung partner mo na parang, uy, replyan mo naman si ganito kasi may ginagawa lang ako, then that's okay. Pero yung tipong mangingialam ka, ibang usapan yun. Doon magiging red flag talaga. Actually,
Yeah.
hindi na naman kasi kailangan magbigayan ng passwords or basahin yung text messages ng isa't isa. Sa totoo lang. Kasi you just really have to make your partner feel that you can be trusted. And likewise, dapat yung partner mo rin ay dapat mapagkakatiwalaan. Pero again, I don't find this as a red flag per se. It's just that magiging red flags lang siya pag hindi na alam ng partner ko yun, yung privacy, yung limit ng privacy. Yun nangingialam, yun ang red flag.
Super agree. Super agree talaga. I love that. Okay, next question. Red flag ba if pinipilit kang baguhin ng tao pero for the good naman?
If it'll be a red flag if sobrang pinipilit ka niya to the point na you're gonna lose yourself along the way. Diba? Kasi hindi siya magiging red flag naman if yung partner mo mismo ina-acknowledge niya sa sarili niya na parang there's something to change about myself for the benefit of the two of us or for the benefit of our relationship. Then that's okay. Yung tipong parang sinabi mo sa kanya na, meron kasing, pwede mo kasing sabihin sa kanya na parang, uy, napupuna ko na ganito, na I think it would be better if ganito. Yung sinasuggest mo or nire-recommend mo, pero hindi yung kino-command mo. Suggestion is different kasi from being commanded, diba? Kaya I think it's gonna be a red flag if pinipilit mo yung person to change. Pero kung sinasuggest mo lang naman, ino-open up mo sa kanya na napapansin mo ganito and it would be better if he or she does this instead, then it's not a red flag. Kasi it just shows naman na parang concern ka lang dun sa other person and that you wanted to make the relationship work.
Yeah, that's true. And just to add, yung partner mo dapat, ina-appreciate niya din yung worst and good in you, both.
Yeah.
Kasi siya, okay, i-correct ka niya on something or may concern lang siya regarding your behavior or something na gusto niyang baguhin for the betterment, di ba? Ang importante rin dito is i-embrace din ng partner mo yung progress mo. Siyempre, hindi naman pwede overnight magiging okay ka na agad. So, kailangan i-embrace rin yung worst mo, di ba? And also, dapat tandaan rin nung isa na kailangan niya magbago for the better para sa sarili niya, not because sinabi ng partner niya. Yun.
Yeah, tama.
Next, last question. Eto sis, mahaba-haba. Do you believe that a person who was a walking red flag during his previous relationship can change and show his healthy self sa relationship nyo? Do you believe that this person has learned his lessons and really changed for the better?
To me, hindi siya mako-consider as a red flag kasi, di ba, may kasabihan naman tayo na past is past. And you can't let, your past experiences nung partner mo to define him or her and your relationship. Kasi if pinapakita naman ng partner mo na nagbago naman na siya talaga at hindi na siya yung kagaya ng dati, then I don't see the point kung bakit kailangan mo pang i-bring up yung character niya during his or her previous relationship. Kasi after all of us have the right to change and to progress and to better human beings.
Okay. I love that answer. Akala ko
Concise.
Akala ko mag-essay ka eh.
Hindi. Concise.
Pero I love that. I love that. Kasi yung iba kasi may mga certain people na nahihirapan tanggapin na nagbago na yung person kasi if you know someone's history minsan kasi I know dapat hindi na binibring up yung history
Mahirap
kapag
paniwalaan kasi.
oo. Kapag sinasabi naman ng tao na, eto na, I'm trying naman. Pero may times lang din kasi na iniisip nung other person na, ay shocks, natatrauma ako kasi baka mangyari din sa akin yung nangyari sa previous niya. So yeah, it's challenging. Pero if the person is really trying hard naman to change, and yeah, it's not a red flag.
Yep.
Okay. That's it for our
Okay.
Q&A.
Yeah. Ang saya ng ating Q&A. Ang dami ko ring napulot from you, sis. And it's nice to know
Same.
your, perspective on those things that we brought up a while ago. So ngayon naman, to summarize what we've talked about, could you share some realizations and some tips on how to deal with red flags sa relationships?
So, ang masasabi ko lang is, syempre, a lot of us, may mga scenarios kasi, or experiences rather, na we decide to ignore these red flags, yung mga sinabi natin. Kasi,
Totoo.
for sure, a lot of us are aware naman of these red flags. Ini-ignore lang talaga natin kasi
Mm-mm.
lagi tayo nag-iisip na malay natin, magiging okay din pala right after, 'di ba? And uh, from there kasi we start to compromise our own worth and what we deserve. So, if you ever experience that, it's really okay. It's completely valid kasi for sure a lot of us has experienced din yung mga ganong bagay. Ang importanteng lesson lang dito is we've learned something not just about the relationship and those red flags, but we also learned more from ourselves, kung ano bang deserve natin, and we also knew kung ano ba yung tama and yung mali sa isang relationship. And it's because of these red flags that we now know better and we know what we deserve, and it also gives us a chance to grow rin. Ayun. Ikaw, may mabibigay kang tips sa ating listeners?
Yes, mine is quite long, I guess, pero babasahin
Go.
ko na lang din siya because I
Go.
prepared this. Yung number one ko na realization or tip is you have to be self-aware. Even when you are in a relationship, whether kakasimula nyo pa lang or matagal na kayo, you should always remind yourself of your worth. Lagi natin tong sinasabi sa lahat ng episodes natin in the past, please know your worth and lagi mong panghahawakan yung worth mo na yan. Then always ask yourself if the situation you're currently in is actually worth fighting for. Kasi if you think that person will bring you joy and contentment, then go ahead, fight for that person. But if you think that the situation is beyond fixing or tipong hindi na talaga carry, hindi mo na kayang i-handle yung person, then it is also definitely okay to let go and move on and not wait for that moment wherein you lose yourself over fighting for that person kasi ikaw nga yung kawawa sa huli. And then next naman is that it's important to note that each one of us have different tolerance levels when it comes to other people's attitudes and habits. Kasi may mga taong kayang i-ignore yung mga bad habits ng iba, while there are also some people who just can't stand those. Kaya minsan magugulat talaga kayo dun sa mga taong nagsistay dun sa relationship na kahit nakikita na natin na hindi naman dapat magstay yung tao na yun because he or she deserves better than being in a toxic relationship. If the person can stand that, then choice niya yun. Kasi in my opinion, during these scenarios, I think it's okay also to keep an open mind and ask opinions from your families or your friends. Kasi hindi naman masamang i-consider yung outsider perspective, sabi nga nila. Kasi minsan, mas nakikita nung ibang tao yung mga red flags doon sa partner mo kasi ikaw hindi mo masyado nakikita because you're so blinded by your feelings for that person. And at the end of the day naman, ikaw pa rin yung magde-decide for yourself and not others. So just make sure that your judgment is not clouded. And lastly, sa kahit anong relasyon, we all have to keep in mind that love isn't enough. By this, I mean, kailangan din ng mutual trust, ng respect, as well as an open communication. And these three are just the basics. Siyempre, may iba pang factors to consider when it comes to building healthy relationships. May mga tao kasi na kahit nagsisinungaling na yung partner nila, or they are in an abusive relationship, they still choose to stay because they love their partner. But then again, again, love is not the only factor in making relationships work. So, babalik na naman sa you have to know your worth na hindi lang po pwedeng mahal mo yung person, that's why you're staying with that person.
I love those tips, sis. Tag-notes din ako actually. Sa
Good to
isip
know,
ko.
sis. Sisend ko
Alam
na
mo
lang
na,
din sa
parang
yung copy ng aking script.
Sobrang helpful talaga ng mga tips na yun. Lalo na sa mga tao ngayon na nag-start pa lang na pumasok sa isang relationship, di ba?
Oo.
So, yeah. So, yun. Sana marami kayo natutunan kasi itong red flags na to, it's really important to take note of. Hindi siya parang joke time lang. It's really important kasi these tips then are also trying to help you or save you from a relationship na hindi healthy.
Tama. So that's it for today. And thank you guys for listening, and we will see you on our next episode.
Bye, guys!
Bye.